Welcome to our deep dive into the escalating threat of hurricanes facing South Carolina in 2025. As climate change continues to intensify and sea levels rise, the state's vulnerability to severe weather events only increases. In this video, we'll explore the multifaceted reasons behind this trend, from historical precedents and population growth in coastal areas to the challenges of aging infrastructure and inadequate flood insurance coverage. Join us as we unpack the significant environmental and economic factors that underscore South Carolina's heightened hurricane risks in the coming years. 1. Climate change intensification. One of the primary drivers behind the increased hurricane threat is climate change. With global temperatures on the rise, the Atlantic Ocean's sea surface is becoming warmer. This warmth acts as fuel for hurricanes, making them more frequent and severe. As the ocean heats up, it provides the energy that hurricanes need to grow in intensity. South Carolina, with its extensive coastline, is particularly exposed to these potent storms which are becoming more powerful due to the changing climate. 2. Sea level rise. Another critical factor is sea level rise. As the planet warms, polar ice caps melt, contributing to higher sea levels. For South Carolina, this means that storm surges during hurricanes will be more pronounced, causing extensive coastal flooding. The state's low-lying areas are especially vulnerable, as rising waters can inundate communities, leading to significant damage and displacement. This phenomenon amplifies the destructive power of hurricanes, making them more dangerous than in the past. 3. Historical precedents. Recent history paints a concerning picture for South Carolina. Hurricanes Helene and Milton in 2024 were significant events that caused widespread damage. These storms are part of a troubling trend of increasing hurricane activity in the region. Historical patterns suggest that the state is becoming a frequent target for these natural disasters, and the lessons learned from past storms underline the urgent need for better preparation and resilience. 4. Population growth in coastal areas. South Carolina's beautiful coastlines have attracted significant population growth. While this is positive for the state's economy, it also means more people are living in areas prone to hurricanes. As the population in coastal regions swells, there is more development in vulnerable areas. This increases not only the number of people at risk during a hurricane but also the potential for property damage, complicating evacuation and recovery efforts. 5. Inadequate flood insurance coverage. A concerning issue is the lack of adequate flood insurance among South Carolina residents. Many people are financially unprepared to deal with the aftermath of a hurricane. Without sufficient insurance coverage, recovery becomes a daunting task, and the economic impact of such disasters is felt more acutely. This gap in insurance coverage is a significant barrier to resilience, as it leaves families and communities struggling to rebuild. 6. El Niño and La Niña cycles. The El Niño Southern Oscillation, ENSO, plays a pivotal role in hurricane activity. When La Niña conditions prevail, characterized by cooler Pacific Ocean temperatures, the Atlantic hurricane season tends to be more active. If these conditions persist or return in 2025, South Carolina could face an increased threat from hurricanes. Understanding and monitoring these cycles is essential for predicting and preparing for hurricane seasons. 7. Urban heat island. Urban areas in South Carolina can create heat islands, where temperatures are higher due to human activities and infrastructure. These localized heat zones can affect weather patterns and exacerbate the severity of storms. As cities and towns grow, these heat islands become more pronounced, potentially influencing the behavior and impact of hurricanes as they approach the coast. 8. Aging infrastructure. South Carolina's infrastructure is aging, and this poses a significant risk in the face of more frequent and intense hurricanes. Bridges, roads, and buildings may not be able to withstand the increased forces of nature. This vulnerability can lead to greater damage during storms and longer recovery times, as repairs and rebuilding efforts become more complicated and costly. 9. Environmental degradation. The state's natural defenses are eroding. Wetlands and mangroves, which historically helped mitigate storm impacts, have been lost due to environmental degradation. These natural barriers are crucial in absorbing storm surges and reducing the impact of hurricanes. Without them, South Carolina's coastal areas are left more exposed and susceptible to damage, making environmental conservation an urgent priority. 10. Economic dependency. South Carolina's economy is heavily reliant on industries like tourism and agriculture, both of which are vulnerable to hurricane damage. The increased frequency and intensity of hurricanes threaten these sectors, posing significant economic challenges. Tourism can suffer from damaged infrastructure and negative perceptions, while agriculture faces the risk of crop destruction, impacting livelihoods and the state's economic stability.